Okay. Uh, so welcome guys. In this video, we will go step by step through writing a powerful introduction for your research paper. The introduction is one of the most crucial parts of any research paper, setting the stage for your research and giving readers a clear understanding of why your work matters. And by the end of this video, you will understand the purpose and the structure and the techniques to write an impactful introduction. Okay, so let's start by our table content. Here, we will learn about the importance of the introduction, the key function of research paper introduction, 5 essential elements for your introduction, and crafting the general background, research gap, your research objective, and significance of the study, overview of the methodology, how to make a hook, and structuring your introduction effectively, what the common mistakes to avoid, and tailoring the introduction to your audience. Okay. Then next part will be revising your introduction, conclusion, resources for further learning, and the role of introduction in academic success, building the confidence in your writing and engaging in your audience from start. Okay, then summary. So this session will be big but and hard. So we need all of you to be focused. And let's start with understanding why introduction is so important. The introduction section serves several key purposes. It provides background information to help readers understand the context of your study. It identifies the research gap, what's missing in your current knowledge, and it states your research question, aim, and hypothesis, making clear the purpose of your paper. Think of an introduction as a bridge, guiding readers from a broad understanding of your topic to the specific problem your research addresses. Uh, a well-crafted introduction hooks the reader's interest and sets the right tone for the paper. So, uh, uh, for summary, I will make a summary for each section. Okay. So, for this, what I said before, I think you should focus on grabbing the interest and the attention of your readers. Okay, by making a good opening phrase, and we will talk about that later. Okay. And I also want to make sure that you understand every section. So I hope you all open your mic. Just after finishing of each section, I will ask you, did you understand it or not? Okay?
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, keep your mics open. Okay. So do you understand the last section? And if you have any question,
I had a question. So,
sure.
basically, like, what kind of vocabulary can we use in this to kind of make
Um,
it more, like, interesting?
in the introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, in the whole research paper, not the introduction only, your writing style will be academically and formally. So you can use how can I say, like a question or quote, okay, to hook your research interest and attention, and also will be a part in this session to talk about how to use some specific vocab or some strategies to make a good hook and grab your reader's attention. That's a good question. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
Any other question for this part?
No.
So this is the importance of the introduction, and we will go for the key components of the research paper. Okay, for the introduction. So the ideal introduction typically has 5 elements: the general background, research gap, objective or research question. That this research question that you submitted before in the last task. Okay, for the classroom. For the fourth one, it will be the methodology. It's optional, okay? And for all of you, I think we will not write it in your research papers because you make a literature review, right? You will not make an experiment or something like that. Just you will summarize the past research papers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The last part is the significance of the study. So let's analyze this element again. So for the general background, you will start broad by giving readers the necessary context, okay? And for the research gap, you will explain what's the missing in the current research. For the research question, you will clearly define what you aim to discover or analyze without writing the actual research question, okay? Just you will paraphrase it in your introduction without writing it directly, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. If possible, keep your mic open, it will be good. Then for the fourth one, which is optional, the methodology, in some fields, briefly mentioning your approach can help. And for the last element, which is the significance of the study, you will highlight why your research is relevant or impactful. Okay, so each of
Yeah.
these elements contributes to making your introduction concise and informative and engaging. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Any question for these elements or anything?
Um, I think I have like a query. It's basically like how do I like state my research question or my hypothesis without actually writing it? I think that would be um something to
Uh,
understand.
I'm sorry, you asked about the research question, right?
No, I'm asking like you said in the introduction you have to write about the research question, like not actually mentioning it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
actually yeah, so I
yeah,
was asking like how do we do that?
yeah. So, while writing your introduction, okay, you have your research question you submitted before in the classroom, right? So when you write your introduction, think of writing an essay or something like that, and you will not mention the research question directly. Just you will paraphrasing it in a sentence or how can I say? Uh, 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 just paraphrasing it, okay, without saying the research question directly, not typing. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's not to proceed. Uh, so can you see my writing, right? Can you see my writing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you will not write like this research question and you define. You will not do this. Just while writing your introduction, you will mention a sentence, okay, which refers to research question and your body of your introduction, okay?
All right, got it.
Yeah, very good. Any
So,
other question?
yeah, like typically, how many words should your introduction be?
So, okay, introduction, usually it's 500 word, okay? Uh, yeah, also it's not exactly 500. You can make it whatever you want from ranging from 400 and not more than 800 word, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Dia, can you keep your mic open?
Actually, there's a noise coming, so that's
Oh,
why I keep
okay.
saying.
No problem. Okay. So while explaining, just I want from you to read the slides, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So the next part, yeah, this is the five essential elements, as I said, the general background, research gap, the objective or the research question, methodology, which is optional, okay, and the significance of the study, okay. You can say a summary for introduction or something like that. Uh, let's dive into the first component, which is the general background. So in this section, provide an information about the larger topic. Make sure not to go up over broad with details. Aim for 3 or 5 sentences that provide enough context for readers to understand the basics of the subject, okay, or the topic you are discussing. Uh, for instance, if you are studying renewable energy adoption, you might start with global concerns about climate change escalating. Renewable energy sources have gained significant attention as sustainable alternatives to fossil fuels. Okay, this is
Okay.
an example. So this background is broad, but it introduces the reader to overall topic and its importance. So, did you get it? How to write the general background sentence of the introduction?
Yeah.
Any question on this part?
No.
No.
Okay. So next we will address the research gap. So the research gap highlights why your study is necessary. This part is where you subtly acknowledge that previous research exists but hasn't fully addressed certain issues. For example, uh, despite advances in renewable energy, limited research has focused on community-based adoption strategies in urban areas. Okay. This is an example for the research gap. This identifies as a specific gap the need for research on community-based approaches in urban areas, emphasizing the novelty of your study. Okay, so avoid phrases like "no research has been done" or "unless you are entirely sure," and instead use phrases like "limited research." Okay, or "few studies have explored." Okay, uh, you get it?
Yeah.
So just avoid phrases like no research has been done and such a field. Okay, no research has been done. Okay. Uh, any question in this part? Just also
No.
I'm making sure that you read the slides while I'm explaining. Okay,
Okay.
good. So now we move to starting of your objective or the research question. Here's where you directly tell readers what your study aims to achieve. This can be in the form of an objective, a hypothesis, or a research question. For example, uh, this study aims to investigate the factors influencing renewable energy adoption among the urban communities. Or if you will make it in form of question, which I recommend for all of you, because you have a research question in your previous task. So you will write like this: what factors influence renewable energy adoption among urban communities? Okay, uh, which is not might be your actual research question, but it's similar to this. Okay, and it explains what will you answer in your entire research paper. Okay, so post convey your research focus clearly and just avoid using vague language or make your objective specific and measurable. Okay, you get it?
Yeah. So
Good.
this basically focuses on the research question. So we're just adding on to that, right?
So, yes, just will be a sentence or something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Good. Get it? Okay.
Yes.
So for next we the final step will be introduce the final step in your introduction is to emphasize the significance of the study. You will explain how your work will contribute to the field or impact future research. For example, understanding the factors that drive renewable energy adoption in urban communities can help makers design more effective and targeted sustainability programs. So this is an example for the significance of the study. Okay, like in the last sentences in your introduction. Here you are showing the reader why your work matters, and you can connect it to a broader societal or scientific benefits. Okay, uh, compiling significance statements can leave a lasting impression on a reader. Okay, just if you craft this sentence well, it should leave a lasting impression on the reader while reading your sentence. Okay.
Okay.
Its location also at the end of your introduction. So, any question in this?
No.
Good. Uh, Overview for methodology. I think all of you will not make it, so I will skip. Then I want to make a recap before going for the hook. So to recap, let's quickly go over the essential steps for writing an effective introduction. You will start with a concise general background, then identify and explain your research gap, and clearly state your research question, then conclude by emphasizing the significance of the study. Okay, this is the five elements or four elements that will effective that you should take in consideration while writing your effective introduction. Remember, an introduction doesn't need to be long. It needs to be informative, engaging, and specific to your study. And I hope you all got it right. Any
Yeah.
question for the last parts? Okay, so let's go for the hook. So the hook it will be the first sentence in your introduction. Basically, it will not be like your aces in your college admissions or something like that. It will be a formal sentence. Okay, provide a specific or a scientific concept to make the readers hoping to complete reading your research paper. So you can start with attention-grabbing statement or question to grab your reader interest. Also, you can use facts, quotes, or anecdotes relevant to your topic. Uh, Also, a strong hook can be the difference between continued reading and losing interest early on. For instance, did you know that renewable energy can power the globe by 2050? This is an hook in the form of a question, okay? But I recommend to make it in a statement, okay, or a sentence using a scientific information, okay, like here provided in this question, but in form of sentence. Um, and that's it. You with it?
Yeah.
Good. So, structuring your introduction effectively, you will organize your introduction logically to ensure smooth flow from one component to the next. In the last part, I talked about the five or the four elements that you should take in consideration while writing your introduction. So you will not write them like under each other. Uh, uh, just you will make how can I say you should make transitions, okay, between all of them to ensure smooth flow from one element to the next, and also transitions between sections help maintain coherence and guide the reader's understanding. Okay. Uh, so also you can aim for the clarity and aim for the clarity in your writing style to enhance readability. As I said, you will write in academic way, so there will be like phrases to avoid using or something like that. Okay. Also, the introduction should set up expectations for the rest of the paper. Any question in this slide?
No.
Good. So here is also a common mistakes to avoid, which is the overloading the introduction with unnecessary details and confuse the reader. So the introduction should be 400 or 500 words of necessary or very necessary details of your research paper. Uh, and if there is unnecessary detail in your introduction, I recommend to delete it, even if the introduction is too small. Just also delete it because we won't lose the reader's attention, and it will not be how can I say it's unnecessary. So we didn't need it in the introduction. Also avoid vague statements. Okay, that don't clearly communicate your research proposal or not related to your research topic. Okay. So another one is steer clear of technological jargon unless essential of your readers' understanding. Uh, we can skip this. But next, yeah, an overly complex introduction can alienate readers instead of inviting them in. Okay, I hope I want to. This is a very important step. Okay, any question on this slide?
No.
No.
So next part, tailoring the introduction to your audience. So consider who your readers are, which I think all your readers will be in age of like from 20 to 40. So they will be researchers like you or something like that. So just consider who your readers are, what background knowledge they possess, and adjust your language. uh, Again, you will write in a formal language and academic one. Uh, Adjust your language complexity to match the audience expertise level. So, also engaging a diverse audience requires careful consideration of what to include or omit. As I said before, if there is unnecessary detail, you should delete it. And also incorporate relatable examples to connect with readers' experiences. Also, don't mention too many examples. Uh, do just I think one or two in the introduction is very good uh, to avoid losing also the reader's attention and focusing mainly on what you will do, not what others do. Okay, so
Okay.
revising your introduction. Uh, 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 Writing is rewriting. What does it mean? So don't hesitate to revise your introduction multiple times, okay? With yourself, firstly. After finishing your introduction, read it aloud and think of you are now a person who didn't know anything about this topic and you found this research paper with this introduction. So read the introduction, okay? And if you uh, uh, get some points of it. Uh, like, did you know the topic? Is this introduction written well? Uh, what else? Like, did you get the author, the author topic or the author uh, um, intention to write the whole research paper? So just if I read the introduction, I know now what the author will discuss in the rest of the research paper. Okay, this is an important point. I hope you all got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So also seek feedback from peers or mentors, which will be us in your case. After finishing your introduction, revise it from, as I said, academically and grammarly, punctuations, which is very important punctuation to revise it, and also from the content, you revise it for yourself, read it aloud. After all of these, you should send it to me personally, or there will be a task for the next week to submit it on the classroom. You should submit it there, and I will revise them by myself for all of you and grade it and send it to you, okay, with the feedback.
Okay.
Okay. So, as I said, check for grammatical errors or awkward phrasing that can detract from professionalism. Apology introduction is a fatal for making a strong first impression. This is the first part in your in your research paper, so it should be crafted well and yeah, to to to, uh, to make a strong impression in your reader. Okay. Uh, so the conclusion, the power of a strong introduction. So a well-crafted introduction is integral to a specific research paper. it engages the reader and sets a clear direction for the research. As I said, after finishing reading your introduction, now I should know what your topic